Dubai is like that. Like every 5 years, people are moving, and then they've got friends that are coming into the city. Who are they going to go to? That's the main thing. What have you seen that? What have you taken from all your years of experience that you've kind of passing on now through voice? Like, what's really worked well for you?
Do you know what? It's coming down to just being honest with people.
Yeah.
Being open and honest. I think when you come out here, you do anything to get a deal over the line, and you will. I'll never forget. We had one guy in the Lakes, and at the time it was a big deal. It was a 5 million dirham main villa. In 2014, it was a large chunk of change, and we'd done the deal, and we charged him conveyancing. He said, "If you charge me that $5,000, I'll never use you again." And we're like, "Fuck it, we're getting 100 grand." Done. A year later, 2 years later, I saw the property on the market, and I rang him, and he said to me, "Dean, what did I tell you?" So if you ever charge me that $5,000, and then it just came down to, I could have easily taken $5,000 off my fee. I've been like, do you know what? Build the relationship. And for me now, it's all about that long game. You know, the motto is in my office, I play the long game. If I've had people who haven't bought from me for one reason or another, and other brokers will probably ring up and be like, "Oh, you bought a shit unit. Oh, you paid too much for that." I feel like, fair enough. You know, it didn't work out this time. If you need me, I'm here. And people would ring me up, be like, "Dean, can you check this MOU for me?" Check it out. For some reason, the deal didn't go ahead. They're straight back, ringing me up. I found that just being a better human towards people, not trying to sell them everything that you could, to literally be somebody who can guide them, help them, and do it that way. But yeah, when I was first started out,
you just you're in that environment as well, where it's just next deal.
It is. And who can get there? And if you're not doing it, you know, you would do anything to push a deal through. And it's a very short-term goal. And even in Dubai, I feel like so many brokers out here get the deal done and they just wipe their hands with you. You know, they could have a problem with the AC, and rather than just be like, "Look, let me see what I can do to help you," they'll ignore the calls, or that they just won't.
Income producing.
Exactly. And that is why I say to all my staff, if you don't do a deal with that person, it's not the end of the world. Because if you've given them a service, that they will be like, "Do you know what? I remember that guy."
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll reach out to him, and I have a lot of people now.
And it happens so much, like you said about the guy a year later that came back and said, "Remember what I said about the conveyancing?" Dubai is like that. I mean, no one's, like, every 5 years, as a minimum, people are moving. And then they've got friends that are coming into the city. Who are they going to go to? Who are they going to remember?
Because you don't really want to deal with it. As soon as you start flicking through Property Finder and start ringing brokers, your phone number is then going everywhere.
Exactly.
And that's what I say to people now. Like, for me, I was a buyer's broker for a very long time, just working. I still do now on referrals. Like, you tell me what you want, where you want to live, how much you want to spend, when you want to move, and I'll take care of it. And I will then, and that's why I keep I'm very open with other brokers. Like, I get on well with majority of companies in Dubai, because I think that there's enough for everyone to go around. You don't need to be this whole, "Oh, I'm not working with you, I'm not doing this." It's like, well, you know, let's just get a deal done.
Yeah, I mean, you see it quite a lot still, because I've got the guys that are reasonably quite new, and they're getting, leads, and I'm like, "Okay, well, we don't have anything in that area. You need to go out and speak to them." And it's like, "Do you work with agents?" "No." "Do you work with agents?" "No." I said, first of all, you've got to change your approach a little bit. If you ask them, "Do you work with agents?" it's so easy for them to say no. You've got to try and sell the client a little bit.
You have.
Be a little bit unique.
You can't, because so many people just shoot you down.
Yeah.
And for me, that's a good thing. Like, with my team, I will tell them who to ring. Like, I'll say, "Look, this person in this area, give them a call." And we've got it quite good at. But I think people who don't work with other brokers, it does. Even I've got units which are 100% exclusive, and I will sell that unit. But if somebody brings me over and says, "Look, Dean, can I view it?"
Well, it's about representing the client in the right way.
Exactly.
I think that's what exclusivity should be more of.
Yeah.
That's the reason for exclusivity, so that you can then get more exposure and hopefully get you a better price.
Get the deal done.
Whereas some agents think exclusivity is, "I'm guaranteed 4%. And that's the mindset. That's the difference.
But that's the other thing that and this is why I say to it, is that there's a catch-22. If it is exclusive with somebody, you find out that broker could be a bit lazy, and they'll just wait for it. If you've got somebody going against him, if you're in the Gladiators and you're doing that Travelator or something, you're doing it by yourself, you'll sit at the bottom of that thing all day waiting until you're ready to run up. But if you've got somebody next to you being like, "Right, first person to the top of that," they're getting the money. It's the same with real estate, and some people, exclusivity is great in many aspects, but I do think that having more than one person on it. I think it's good that it's limited to 3 now.
Yeah,
It does give that little bit more, you actually have got competition. We can't just sit here and wait for it to land in your lap, because I feel the brokers nowadays do just sit there when, when's the deal?
Yeah.
Where's the deal? Are you working? Are you doing?
I think the very first thing that you've got to do is put the property out there in the right way to agents that have got clients.
Exactly.
That's going to be the job for an exclusive agent, and then report back and keep the seller informed.
100%.
It's so simple when you think about it. You just got to speak to them, let them know what you're doing, because they're not going to know if you don't update them for 2 weeks and then come with an offer. They're going to be like, "This is the first offer we've had. You've not done anything." If you tell them, "Look, we've spoken to these agents at these companies, they're
offered it out
as well."
But the hardest part is getting the listing. This is what blows my brain with some people. Is getting the listings the hardest part. And once you've got it, that's you should be doing everything in your power to throw it out to the world and be like, "Look, we've got this unit, like genuine, ready to go. No BS, it's here."
I always see it like on the American shows when they get the listing. It's like almost they've done a deal and they celebrate it so much. And I remember watching it thinking, doesn't mean anything. Like you used to say, "Oh, I'm the best. I've got the most listings in this area." And I'm like, if you said that over here, you'd be like, I've got so many listings. But I think over there, it's kind of like it's almost. I would imagine there's a much higher chance of them doing the deal.
I think so. Yeah. Again, it's all
the mindset of the seller as well.
They collaborate a lot, don't they, with these open houses?
Yeah, exactly.
Out there, they bring these brokers
it's
in.
almost like they're almost like a developer agent, where they're getting the unit or the building, and then they're putting it out to the brokers.
No, it's a very. I do feel like we're going a bit more that I've seen recently, especially with the higher end stuff. There's been some brokers, Sotheby's and things who do these open houses for broker events. I think Allsop done one the other week actually up in Alberari, some massive villa they took on, and they're like a brokers event, to bring the brokers up there.
Yeah,
it's good. Gets it out there. Everyone's on their social media.
Exactly. Yeah.
Pinging it out there. So
if you truly want the best price, then you need to get
100%. You've got to expose it. Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just going to be counting on 1 or 2 people.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. You can't just sit there.
No.
Before you put a property online, your phone would ring.
Yeah.
You want to view it? Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Done. But